that looks really, really orange. So I can't say I'm a fan. What is that on my eye? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a minute or two since I last filmed a video, which is kind of annoying, but I've been really excited to be filming the video that we're doing today. Today I am going to be doing a full face of first impressions. So I have actually got quite a lot of stuff here that I've never used before, and I've had it sat in my drawer for a really, really long time, and I've been dying to try it. Make sure you keep watching, guys, if you want to see me do a full face of first impressions. The very first product that I have to try is the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. I have heard quite a lot of good stuff about this primer, so I'm very intrigued to give it a go. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my... Why is that not coming out? Oh. So I'm just going to remove this first. Maybe we'll actually get some product out then. So I'm just going to put some on my fingers and then rub it in. That's strange. I don't know why. I imagined it would be like see-through, but it's kind of like a moisturizer. I don't know why I thought it would smell of something, but it doesn't. So I'm just gonna rub that all over my face. I'd definitely say a little bit goes quite a long way. Like, I feel like maybe I put a little bit too much on because I can still feel like it's moving around, if you know what I mean. The thing with primers is I find it's kind of hard to actually figure out whether they're any good or not until you put your foundation on, because that's kind of when it's noticeable whether it's made you have like a flawless face type of a situation. I would say my first impression is that it feels very lightweight on your skin, which is quite nice. Like, it doesn't feel like I've got anything on, and I can definitely see over here that it has filled quite a lot of my pores, which is a good sign because that's what is going to make me have more of a flawless foundation. Move on to the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. I have used the Conceal and Define concealer before and I absolutely love that. That's my go-to at the minute, but I still haven't tried the foundation, but apparently, again, this is supposed to be really, really good. So the one thing that I will really quickly say is from rubbing in the primer, I have actually got quite greasy hands. So that's one thing to know. I don't know if that's going to make any difference to... I have no issue with it on my face. It doesn't feel greasy on my face or anything, but I can just feel a slight greasy kind of like oily residue on my fingers. So I am actually just going to apply my foundation as I normally would. The thing that I am kind of worried about with this is I'm not 100% on the colour situation. It's quite difficult to order foundation online and it be the right colour. Like, it's so hard, especially when a lot of the time they say they have pink undertones or yellow undertones, and then you're kind of sat there like, I have no idea like which one to pick. Okay, so that is like really, really full coverage. Can you see how full coverage that is? I think I might have put slightly too much on. I didn't realise how full coverage it was, but that's amazing. Like, I don't know if you can... That's so good. I will say as well, I don't really know how it's looking on the camera, but once I've blended all of this in, I wouldn't say that this is like a bad colour match for me either. The thing that I'm noticing as well is this is incredibly easy to blend out. Like, I'm barely having to do anything, and it's not got any brush marks or anything like that. I'm like obsessed. I haven't even finished applying this, but I'm absolutely loving this foundation. So that's my foundation completely all blended in, and I'm actually a little bit blown away by how much I like this. I absolutely love how full coverage it is, but yet it still doesn't feel like there's anything on my face. It's super lightweight, and I think it just looks so like seamless on my skin. So I'm really, really happy with how that's applied. So moving on to concealer and powder, I haven't actually got any new products to try in that particular category, so I am going to just use my usual Revolution Conceal and Define and also the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder. So I'm just going to really quickly do that and then I will come right back. So just ignore the fact that my lips are kind of blending in with the rest of my face at the moment. I am going to sort that out when I'm about to do my lips and all of that kind of stuff later on, so just take no notice for a second. I have just finished applying the concealer and the powder, and I'm really, really happy with how this is looking. Like, I just cannot get over how seamless everything is looking. So next we are actually going to move on to some bronzer, so hopefully this is as good as everything else has been so far. So this is the Wet n Wild Colour Icon bronzer, and it is in the shade What Shady Beaches. I'm actually going to start with my forehead because if it is a little bit too dark, it's easier to blend it out than if I put it here. Okay, so I definitely put way too much on then. It's kind of my fault. I've 100% put way too much on my forehead. Yeah, that looks really, really orange. You know what? I'm going to keep going, warm the rest of my face up because it might look a little bit different by the time we've got it on the rest of our face. So I'm just going to put it down where my cheekbones would be if I didn't have a fat face. It's actually really, really easy to work with though. So putting the colour aside, because I can't figure out whether I like it yet or not, it's very easy to blend out. You know what? The more I'm putting this on, the more I am actually quite liking it. I'm actually going to move on to highlighter now, and today we have got the Revolution highlighter reloaded in the shade Raise the Bar. This is what the highlighter looks like. It kind of reminds me of a baked highlighter that I used to have by Revolution literally like years and years ago, but it's a really nice colour and it's got like a nice bit of gold in it, which I quite like. What it looks like just quickly swatched on my fingers. It's definitely very gold and very, very shiny. I'm just going to apply this with my usual peaches and cream brush. So straight away I kind of have mixed feelings about this highlighter. I wouldn't say it's the worst highlighter in the world, I wouldn't say it's the best either. Before I applied this highlighter, this whole part of my face, like I was telling you earlier, was so flawless, was really, really nice, had no pores in it. But now I've applied that, I can see quite a lot of pores, so it's almost like removed what was underneath it slightly. It's more like a colour, like it's got too much pigment and not enough sparkle in a way. I don't know, it's not the worst, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it if I'm being completely honest. Thing is as well, it's like not buildable at all. Like as I'm putting more on, it's not like the shine isn't building. The colour is in like I've got this kind of weird streakiness sort of. Like to the side it's not so bad, but straight on it's kind of got like this weird, I don't know. So I would definitely say I'm not really that overwhelmed by this highlighter. Maybe wouldn't use it again, I don't really know. Really quickly give you an idea of what it is that I'm talking about when it comes to the highlighter. So this is what it looks like at the moment. I'm going to go in with my usual favourite highlighter at the moment, which is the Be Perfect Cosmetics Sub-Zero palette. And I'm just going to show you like the difference between this and my usual highlighter. So this is what we're looking like at the moment, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this over top. Like, can you see I've barely put any on, but like the instant difference. This is what I'm talking about. Like to me, this now has like a shine, like it has a lot of white reflex to it, which is what makes it look shiny, whereas that's too gold and too yellow, and I'm just not a huge fan like at all. As it stands, I'm not a huge fan. Obviously you still try it out yourself if you'd like to, but from me this is kind of a little bit of a no. Something I am noticing as well as this video goes on, I don't know if you can see or not, but my under eyes are kind of wrinkling a little bit, but it's really strange. Like, I don't know if you can see, but like I keep trying to put more powder on to try and set them a little bit more, but it's like where my wrinkles are, the product's coming off, like the foundation is coming off, and I don't think that's the foundation. Maybe the primer and the foundation don't work together. Like sometimes you can have really good products, but together they just don't work very well, and it might be that because this is quite silicone-y and sort of slippery, and maybe because this is like matte, the two don't really mesh well, if that makes any sense. Thinking it's maybe this because it's silicone-y and greasy, and like I said to you guys earlier, I could feel a greasy residue on my fingers, so my guess would be that this is kind of making the foundation slip around a little bit under my eyes. I'm not too sure. The next thing we are actually going to move on to now is eye makeup, which is definitely one of my favourite things about makeup in general, and the first thing that we have actually got here is the P. Louise in collaboration with Mama Mitchell Acid Rain Blank Canvas Paint. So I will tell you something here, I couldn't resist trying this. I really couldn't. Like I tried with everything else. I haven't tried it before this video. Everything else you're going to see is definitely the first time of me trying it. But this here, like as soon as I got it, I just couldn't resist because I heard so many good things about it. I just couldn't resist basically. And I'm literally just going to pat this over my eyes. Don't worry, I'll blend that in properly in a second. I'm just getting rid of the product that I've got on my brush, and then I'll go back when there's not as much on there. I like this so much though. I mean, I have only used it the one time. This is the second time using it. But the reason I enjoyed it so much the first time trying it is because it is so full coverage, which is quite strange for an eye product, but I quite like that. Now I'm just kind of running over the whole thing with my concealer brush just to sort of blend it in around my whole eye area and just give it a little bit more of a flawless finish. But I absolutely love this so much. I think it's so brightening as well around your eyes, which I think is very flattering because it means it makes you look a little bit more awake and it makes your eye area look a little bit bigger, which I quite like. But guys, seriously, my under eyes are just not looking great at all. As this video is going on, they are looking worse and worse and worse. I don't know if you can really see, but the problem is they're looking so wrinkly, and there's actually lines where the foundation isn't there anymore. So many people, like makeup artists and just people in general, have said that this is a really amazing foundation. So I don't really know why I would have an issue. And the thing is as well, it went on really nice. Like, that's not the problem. I assume it's this. I don't really know, but maybe that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that maybe this is very slippery because it was really slippery on my fingers. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or maybe you have to use this with a loose powder and not a pressed powder, and maybe that would give you a little bit more kind of settage under your eyes, if you know what I mean. But I don't know what's going on. But I am going to keep trying this, and I'm actually, the next time I try this, going to try this without the primer and see if that still happens. What I want to move on to is eye makeup. I have actually got quite a few eye related products here. So I have got the Revolution in collaboration with Roxy eyeshadow palette, and then I also have a Beauty Bay liquid crystal eyeshadow. This is in the shade Moonstone, which is this really nice kind of silver glitter stuff to pop on your eyes. So this looks really nice. And then I had one other thing, I'm sure I did. I also have some Michelin false eyelashes to try as well. These are what all the colours look like in the Revolution and Roxy palette. I would definitely say this is a really nice selection of colours. Hold this a little bit closer to you guys so you can get like a better idea of what it looks like. I think I'm going to try and go for something a little bit more neutral for a change. I normally always go with colour, but I think I might go maybe with like the shade Bang Bang, which is like the orange colour, and like the gold shades, maybe like the red. Try and get maybe something a little bit more neutral. First, I will actually really quickly do a few swatches just to see what they look like on my hands and stuff. So we will do that first. So just on the tips of my fingers, I'm not overwhelmed by these two, which was the yellow and the lilac-y colour. These two are a lot more pigmented. I don't know whether that's just because maybe they're supposed to be kind of like a little bit more of a pastel sheer situation. I don't really know, but I'm not too sure. I'm just going to swatch them on my hand. So that was the yellow, which is a bit streaky. And then purple again. And then the pink, which is a lot better. That's very pigmented. And then the green, again, is a lot better. It's a little bit patchy. We'll try and do a second one. See, these two are really nice. These two lack a little bit of a kick. I don't know whether that's intentional. I don't know. Maybe they're supposed to be a little bit more pastel. Try these colours anyway, so I won't swatch them. I'm just going to use them straight on my eyes. I don't actually have anything to take this off with either, so we're just going to have to work with that and hope it doesn't go anywhere like on my face. So the very first shade I actually am going to use is this orangey colour here, which is called Bang Bang. I'm going to start putting that on my outer corner. That's actually a really nice colour. I'm not having any issues or anything like that. I don't think the pigment is that bad. It's got a very nice colour to it, to be fair. And that's actually blending out really easily. I've just tapped a little bit on, and then I'm just kind of packing it into the rest of this area of my eye, and it's actually quite nice. I'm actually really, why is there an eyelash there? Go away. So I'm actually really impressed with that first colour that I just put on. It's actually really nice. I think it's a really nice warm colour, and it looks very natural, and it was really easy to blend out and everything. Go in with is this one down here, which is called Constellations. It's just this nice champagne-y gold shimmer shade. Oh no. Yeah, so I can't say I'm a fan of that. What is that on my eye? I'm gonna try maybe applying it with my finger. It's just not, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not happening, like nothing. And that's really patchy as well, and it's strange because it's like gold here, but then here it's like a weird grey, which is strange. So I'm actually going to go in with a different colour. I'm now going to go in with Golden Hour, which was the gold shimmer shade, and maybe see if that's any better. I'm just going to put that straight on top. Okay, so that's much better. That's actually really shimmery and really nice. I'm going to try applying it with my brush again. Now, this one is actually really nice. It's got a really nice gold pigment to it. That's strange to me that this one, you know, I haven't really got any issues with, but I can still see the other one underneath and it just doesn't look very nice. Blend the two shades together a little bit with the brush I was using earlier. I'm not noticing any fallout or anything, which is quite nice. Normally I do my eye makeup first anyway, so it wouldn't really bother me if there was, but there isn't any. My face makeup still looks pretty like it did earlier, which is a good sign. So I have just really quickly finished all of my eye makeup. I did go in with the shade Red Velvet and just put that on my upper lash line and also underneath my waterline as well. And I'm actually really pleased with how the three colours that I used worked together. I really didn't like this one down here at all. I have no idea why, but it just kind of applied really weird, and it had like a weird grey sort of ashy undertone to it, and it just wasn't shiny or anything. But these three here were really nice. I'm really impressed with this colour, which is called Golden Hour, which is what I have on my inner corners, and it is so shiny and it has a really nice beautiful gold reflect to it, so I absolutely love that colour. So I would recommend trying this palette out for yourself, especially if you want something that's a little bit more affordable. I really want to quickly use the Beauty Bay liquid eyeshadow, which was in the shade Moonstone. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of that just right in the inner corners of my eye. Wow, that is really sparkly. God, that's so nice. I was worried that normally liquid eyeshadows and things like this, they're more like they just show up clear with a tiny little few flecks of glitter in, whereas this actually looks like pure like compact glitter. It doesn't have like a weird see-through kind of stuff to it. That's really pretty, and I actually really like that. So why is there hair? Go away. Oh my god, there's hair everywhere. I'm really impressed with this, and I'm definitely going to be using this again, because I am actually going to really quickly do my eyebrows now off camera, and then I'll come back, and then the very last thing we have to try are these false eyelashes and also one of the lip glosses from the new Carnival collection. So stay tuned because we're going to try these out next. I've actually just come back from doing my eyebrows. I didn't really do anything to them because I did want to keep the whole kind of natural, neutral sort of aesthetic we have going on. So I am actually going to move on to eyelashes now. I have already like trimmed them to size. The very first thing I am going to say is these are very flimsy. I don't know whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. It could mean that they feel really lightweight on my eyes. But the other thing is, it's kind of making me feel like, I don't really know. I'm not going to say too much more. We are actually just going to try them. So I am going to put my usual lash glue on. But whilst my lash glue is drying a little bit, I am actually going to put a nude lip on, because this is such a bright colour. I don't want it to be like ridiculously bright with this kind of stuff we have going on. And these lip glosses are actually meant to be really nice on top of other colours, if that makes sense. So I want to try this on a nude lip just to get kind of like a nice bright centre, if that makes any sense at all. Just finished putting on the Jeffree Star Family Jewels liquid lip lipstick and also the Punchline Peaches and Cream lip liner. So I am actually going to apply my lashes now, and then we'll go back to this, which I know is a little bit of a weird order to do stuff, but my lashes are now tacky enough to put on. Do you know what, guys? I actually think I spoke way too soon on the false eyelashes. At first I was a little bit unsure because they were a little bit lightweight. I kind of thought, oh, these are a little bit fiddly, I don't really know. But now they're on properly, I actually really like them. I love how they're way more like fluffy at the ends. I think it's really flattering like on your eye. So the pair that I am actually wearing is the Michelin 3D eyelashes, and they're in the style 74. I'm assuming that's the style. I did actually get these from Beauty Bay and they were on offer at the time, and they were like £3.50 or something, which is really cheap. Thing for me to try now is the lip gloss, which is the double glazed Be Perfect Cosmetics in collaboration with Stacey Marie, and it's in the shade Sweet Spot, and it's just this really nice kind of like a hot pink sort of colour. Once I actually put this on this nude lip, I know the combination is kind of a little bit strange, but I'm thinking if I put a tiny bit in the centre, it will like blend in nicely, I think. I don't know, but we'll try it out. Do you know what? I actually really like the combination of like the nude with the little bit of pink in the centre. It's actually turned the nude lip into a bit of a reddish colour, like a burgundy brown, which is actually really nice, and it's like a little bit different. I actually quite like that you could wear this on its own to get like that kind of colour, but you could also wear it on top of other colours to sort of like mix different shades. So that actually is the finished look now. I will be honest, I actually really like my makeup. There's definitely some stuff I liked more than others than we tried today. One of my favourite things out of everything that I tried was the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I'm extremely impressed with this. It's actually really good. I do think it's got a very flawless finish to it, and I'm very intrigued to keep trying this. I did actually really like this bronzer. At first I wasn't too sure, but again, it's blended out really nicely. On the other hand, the Revolution highlighter Reloaded didn't really like. Don't think I'll probably be using this again. I don't really know. I wouldn't personally recommend this highlighter. I think there's a lot more better options. I don't really like this one all that much. Overall, I do actually quite like my makeup. I would happily leave the house like this. I do think it's turned out quite nicely. But that does actually bring me to the end of this video. I definitely had a lot of fun filming this one. It was so nice to actually try some new products for a change. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my video. Please let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like me to try or review or test or any of that kind of stuff. And let me know as well if there are any videos in general that you would like me to do. Let me know in the comments section. Also head over to my Instagram page. This is my most recent makeup look that I've posted up on my Instagram. I know I don't do the most crazy makeup stuff on my YouTube, but that's because I quite like to focus a little bit more on the product side of things. But my Instagram is full of creative stuff like this, so please head over to there. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.